be on the floor. Hi, I'm Shannon and I'm Stephanie's little sister, and you're about to watch a video on back to school makeup. Give it a thumbs up. Why? It's not what YouTubers say. They're like, give it a thumbs up, rate, and subscribe. If you guys were to look at us, which you're probably doing right now considering watching the video, the difference between my nose and Shannon's nose is quite astounding. But Shannon's nose has a slight issue because when she was born, obviously babies have really small noses. Her nose never grew, whereas mine did and it's still growing. She got my share. Yeah, I got my share of nose and Shannon's share. So you could fit 4 of Shannon's nose in my nose. So if anybody, Shannon would like to know if anybody would like a tutorial on how to make your nose look bigger. Plastic surgery. No one gets plastic surgery to make their nose look bigger, Shannon. Alright, so Shannon's going to tell you now what her usual makeup routine for school. Shannon, by the way, is in year 12, but she is the last year of high school in Australia. So what do you usually wear as makeup to school? Shannon, please tell my lovely followers.
I usually just wear powder, mascara and a tiny bit of eyeshadow and lip gloss.
Powder, mascara and a tiny bit of eyeshadow and lip gloss. So why do you wear powder instead of liquid foundation?
I think it's lighter.
What is lighter? People aren't going to know what lighter is.
I think it's
Shannon
lighter.
thinks it's lighter to wear powder instead of liquid foundation. So that's about it. Let us show you how we did this look.
Enjoy!
Enjoy! Oh my god, you've got lip gloss on your teeth. Smile at me. Smile. Okay, they're clean. So I'm not going to use powder on Shannon. I will use a little bit of powder, but I'm going to use a liquid foundation on her first because that is what she should be doing anyway. As you can see, she's already got pretty good skin, but she does have a few tiny blemishes. Nowhere near as bad as what I got because I had a full face of acne and Shannon doesn't, so yeah, there you go. If you're in Australia, here is a few options that you might want to use as foundation for school because they're very lightweight, not too heavy and not too expensive. I've got Rimmel's Stay Matte Foundation. I also have Maybelline Dream Nude Air Foam. It is air infused foundation, blah blah blah. Anyway, very lightweight, and I think it's also matte, so good if you have oily teenage skin. Finally, if you're in Australia, you can buy this one. It's so cheap. It's from Priceline Woolies. It's called Savvy by DB, and this one is a flawless finish foundation. And again, very, very lightweight. Feels like you're not wearing anything. On Shannon, however, I'm going to use this one here. It's Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua because it's 25% water. It's oil-free, so again, very lightweight, but I like the coverage of this one. So first, we're going to start off with applying her foundation because we're going for a very natural school look. I'm just going to apply a very, very fine layer all over her face just to even out her complexion but still look like she's not really wearing any makeup. Shannon doesn't have oily skin, but I definitely did and still do, and a lot of teenage people do have oily skin because it's that kind of age. So a very important thing to do if you apply any cream or liquid foundation to your face, please make sure you set it with a fine dusting of powder because that's going to set your foundation in place. It's going to help stop your skin looking oily, and it's also going to hold your foundation in place all day so that it doesn't melt off. I'm using Australis Fresh and Flawless pressed powder. It's an Australian one, but Rimmel does good pressed powders and so does Maybelline, and they're still quite cheap. So I'm just putting a fine dusting of this powder all over Shannon's face just to set her foundation in place. And as you can see, I'm just pressing it onto her skin because if I rub it or buff into her skin, her foundation is just going to go sliding off. Maybe I'll put it off you. How? You could not have possibly caught it off me, Shannon. Rude. Yeah, but I'm like the most. You see how you're like all like, ooh, hold on, let me touch it. I never touch mine. I never ever share anything with anybody. So don't even try. So Shannon's foundation has been set with powder, so now it's up to you if you want to apply some blush or not. I'm going to apply a little bit of blush to Shannon just because I think it freshens up the complexion, makes it look really healthy, and that's about it. The colour I'm using is this one here. As you can see, it's just a plain pink and it's called Pinch O Peach from MAC. You can get so many cheap drugstore, chemist, whatever blushes that look just like this but are a lot cheaper, so you don't have to use any particular colour, just use a colour that you like. Smell? The trick with blush is to apply a very, very small amount, and if you need more on rather than putting too much on and then kind of having it stuck there. Stop smiling.
Tell me to smile.
Yeah, I didn't mean the whole time. Because it's only for school and you don't need to go to too much effort, I'm not going to bother with contouring or bronzer or anything like that. Of course, if you want to contour and use bronzer, you by all means can, but for Shannon, I'm not going to bother just because I think blush looks a lot fresher and more age appropriate just for everyday school. I'm of course going to apply a highlight to her inner corners and underneath her brow bone. The colour I'm using, as always, is Flawless Figure from MAC, but you can use any highlight shade that you like. Even if you don't feel like wearing a lot of eye makeup, I would always suggest that you do this just because it makes the eyes look so much bigger, makes them look more awake, and that's all. I'm going to apply a little bit of lip gloss to Shannon. The colour I'm using is this baby pink, can you see, baby pink colour here. This one does not have a name, so sorry about that, but it's from Kit Cosmetics and it's called a lip gloss and it's a pink. Any pink lip gloss or any lip gloss in general will do. Of course, you can always use lip balm and stuff like that. I'd just say steer clear of lip liners and really dark lipsticks because it's kind of not necessary. Lipsticks. Oh, I just wear lipstick to school. That's the colour of that. So on Shannon, I'm not going to bother with eyeshadow, even though Shannon herself actually wears eyeshadow to school. I am going to use mascara. The one I'm using, as always, because I love it, is Chanel Le Volume Mascara. I know that's not really affordable if you are in high school, so you don't need to use that one. Just use whichever one you like. Maybelline has good ones, so does Max Factor and Revlon.
But I use this too, and it's great.
It is great. And who gave it to you? I'm just going to very gently fill in her brows. This is kind of a step that you can skip if you want to, but I'm a fan of brows, so I'm just going to fill hers in a tiny bit. As you can see, she's already got quite bushy brows. She also has a monobrow, which she didn't have the courtesy of plucking, guys. Rude. Flash up a photo of me in high school to show people what I look like. My year 12 school photo. Everyone would be like, oh my god, you are so ugly. And the haters would be like, and you still are.
Message to my haters.
Message to my haters.
No one cares what you think.
Okay, enough of that. Look up at the sky. My eyelash is so long. I thought mine were long, but yours are way longer. That's done. Back to school. Shannon's going back to school. Excuse me. This is the finished look on Shannon's face. Would you sit up straight? Alright, so this is the finished look on Shannon. What do you guys think? Please don't give her any hate, because if you do, I will find you and I will fight you. If you want to see any other tutorials using Shannon's small face, please let me know, because as you can see, we've got very different faces, so what looks good on me does not look good on her.
And any recommendations
of what?
I don't know, like what they want, we'll do a video on it.
Okay. And
recommend more videos of me, please.
Shannon wants to be in more videos, basically, so if you like her, please let us know. We will insert photos of my high school, what are they? School photos here for you to see how I looked during high school, because there is a reason I used Shannon as my model and not myself in this video, is because the way I looked in high school, none of you would want a tutorial on how to look the same. So, isn't that right?
Yeah.
So, I've used Shannon instead. Have you got anything to say to these people?
Enjoy.
Stop saying enjoy, they've already watched the video.
If you want more videos on makeup, then watch this channel. It's a makeup channel.
That was good. For sure, people are going to subscribe now. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.